My name is Jaime Leverton. I am the Director of Partner Channels at Bell Canada, and we are here this morning in the Beaches. All of the third-party owned companies that sell Bell products and services to businesses fall under my business unit. With the exception of Bell Mobility, it's purely more traditional telephony services and hardware Bell solutions to businesses. I'm from Belleville, Ontario, and when I was in high school, I had a desire to get out of Belleville as quickly as possible. So I fast-tracked my way through high school, and when I was 17, went to the University of Ottawa. Being 17, went into political science and realized that probably wasn't the path I wanted to take. And then at the end of that, it was 3 years and I was 19 years old. I still wasn't that bright. At the time, I'd been working at a restaurant in the market in Ottawa, and I'd actually been doing some management of the restaurant, scheduling, some hiring, that kind of thing. So I went to the career office at University of Ottawa and said, I don't know what I want to do with my life. Can you help me? The guidance office suggested that I do a master's in business administration. So I decided I wanted to go to a school that was on an ocean, because I'd spent all of my life in Ontario. So I only applied to schools that were on the East Coast and on the West Coast. So I went off to Dalhousie. They had an MBA that allowed you to do a concentration in marketing informatics, which is basically marketing and IT in a blender. As a result, IBM, specifically recruiting from that MBA program because it had the IT slant, I ended up getting hired on by IBM. I was still in Halifax, so IBM actually brought me to Toronto. And that's really how my career started. I never set out with an intention of being in technology, but that's kind of how the path evolved, and I haven't looked back. It's really been the right path for me, and I've loved every minute of it. So I spent 10 years at IBM from 2000 to 2010. I did a variety of roles, a lot on the sales side, business development, some in the consulting. And then in 2010, I had had my first child, and I was really starting to feel grounded in Toronto. My husband is here, and at that point, I felt like I wanted to work for a Canadian firm. When I brought revenues, I wanted those revenues to stay in Canada. So I left IBM and joined Bell Canada in 2010. The first role I took at Bell was managing a sales team. And when I came back from my maternity leave, I was presented with an opportunity to take over a leadership role of our cabling and delivery division. After about 14 months, they asked if I would be interested in taking the role that I'm in now, which is leading the partner channel. And I've done a lot of work over the past 14 months of really evolving that business. And I think that's what I love the most about any assignment that I take on, is the evolution, taking something and trying new things with it and fix things and make things grow. I don't think I would ever take an assignment of something that was working really, really well, because that's not interesting for me. I tend to really try to follow my gut. If my gut says, go to an ocean, then I want to go to an ocean. But I never make a decision. I would say that my gut sets the goal or sets the light, and then I spend a lot of time doing analytics and research and figuring out the best possible path from where I am today to where my gut tells me I want to go. As women, we do have a strong intuition, and we do have a strong desire to follow our intuition. And I think most of the time that's the right way to do it as the decisions get larger. You need people that are supporting you, and the only way to get support for an idea or a vision is to have done the due diligence. Introduce yourself to more senior people and to maintain a network and to not be afraid to have those conversations with people that you admire. Within the first 24 months of my career at IBM, a senior leader in the business agreed to take me on as a mentee. And very early on, he said to me, Jaime, you're very friendly. You're very bubbly. You need to dial that down. And I took that really personally, and I struggled with that, and I thought, who is he to tell me to be different and be something that I'm not? But his message was, when you're a woman in a male-dominated environment, you want to be perceived in a way that you can be taken seriously. It's actually my children, and being a role model for my girls. I've got 2 girls. I want to show them a path that I would want them to follow, and I want to be the mother and the leader and the person and the human that my children would want to be. So any decision I make whether it's work or life or balance, it's always, would I want my children to do this? And that's one of the checks that I do. Next is very interesting. So I'm 35 years old, which, when I say it, it seems so young. And when I was 25, I thought 35 was old. But being 35, I feel like a baby. So I feel like really my career is still completely ahead of me, and I think I'm just getting warmed up.